Why is Monday always the hardest day? I think it's a legit question. Having run a gym for, what are we up to? Almost 12 years. Now, standardly speaking, most people struggle with Mondays. And if they go away or they have a week off or anything like that, when they come back, it is an immense struggle. And I can watch them just struggle through this. And it takes a while, and they build up the momentum again, and they get back into the flow of things, and they get back on track. But what is it about this that people struggle with? And I think it comes down to this. And James Clear has this statement, and if you don't know his book, Atomic Habits, highly recommend it. But he talks about it, and he's like, if you miss one day, that's a mistake. If you miss 2 days, that is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row. And this is why in Chasing Greatness, in 126 to Greatness, in the Greatness Club, all of these things are no days off. It's every single day. Every single day. You do not miss. You do not take a day off. You just keep going. And you go, and you go, and you go. With no exceptions. You know, and it makes me often think of that Snoop Dogg one. And it's like, this guy doesn't fucking miss. That statement. That this guy doesn't miss. He just does it every single day. No matter what. Rain, hail, or shine, this guy gets it done. And I want to be that guy. And that's why I'm building it into every aspect of my life. I've nailed the fitness. I've got that down to a fucking T, that every day I work out. Every day I go for a weighted walk. Every day I eat an animal-based diet. Every day I drink 4 liters of water. Every day I take my progress photos. Every single fucking day. No exceptions. No questions asked. It's not even a thought process. And we're nearly at 190 days in a row where I haven't missed. So that becomes effortless for me. That is a deeply ingrained habit into my life. And that's a really, really important aspect of it. And it's why I want to build it into all areas of my life. But when you think about it in terms of that James Clear quote, when you miss 2 days in a row, every single week, if you work out Monday to Friday, which is already, don't get me wrong, for a lot of people, a great fucking achievement. Like, that's really, really good. But then you take 2 days off, and you wonder why you're finding it difficult. You're wondering why that Monday, Tuesday is a grind, why it's a slog, and then Wednesday, Thursday it starts to get better, and then Friday you go, oh sweet, I'm about to have 2 days off. That's why, because you're breaking the habit. You've started building the momentum, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to halt it. And it's why it takes so much longer to ingrain those habits into normality. It's why so many people, the second they get into a situation like a holiday, like a downtime, like those things, they just stop. They just stop completely. Like, I have really, really dedicated clients. And I close my gym over Christmas because I want time with my family. And every year I offer at-home training programs for them to continue. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as in the gym. They're not going to have the same equipment. They're not going to reach the same intensity. They're not going to get pushed as well as I can, and they're not going to be cued as well as I can cue them. But it's all there. The capacity to do it, and I set it up through the same online formula I do for my Greatness Club, so I can know if they're doing it or not. And last year I created something in the ballpark of 160 workouts. Do you know how many got done? Not how many people, how many workouts got completed? One workout got completed out of 160 workouts. And that wasn't even for all of my clients. That was just for the ones who asked for them. And this gives you an idea. Like, they're good, dedicated people. They work out every week. They're committed to this transformation. But because they don't do it every single day, because the habit isn't so ingrained, they stop and they have that break, because you're breaking the momentum every single time you don't do it. Every time you don't do it every single day, you break the momentum. And that's why there's no days off in my program, because the habit ingraining and the momentum building is the hardest part. That's why after chasing greatness, you go to 126, because 126 to greatness is completely and utterly solidifying that process. Because it takes 126 days to break an old habit and replace it with a new one. 126 days. And it's going to take more if you're not doing it every single day. And that's the difference. And that's the gap. That you got to do it every day. No days off. Do not give your neuro pathways a chance to not reaffirm it, to not realign it. And that's how easy it is to slip in and out of habits. It's why people make bad habits all the time, or slip out of their good habits because they stop. And you'll chase comfort, you'll chase those things, and it's very, very easy to slip into those. And we can see it all the time. You can see it with those things that are comfort chasing, that create instant dopamine, that aren't long-term beneficial, but short-term enjoyable. And we talk about dopamine chasing all the time. Things like junk food, things like TVs, things like social media, things like porn, like spending money. Any of these things, drugs, alcohol, that create a instant sedation or dopamine hit are really, really easy to create as habits and to slip into as habits, because you get an instant reward. Positive long-term habits take much more effort because they require effort. They require a conscious effort of going, I know this is hard now. It's overriding the comfort that I have, but long term, it's going to deliver the results that I want. Therefore, I must continue doing it. But you can't break the momentum. You cannot break the momentum. And even someone like, I pride myself on my discipline. It's one of the things that I am really proud of, and how I've built this, and it's what I'm trying to teach you, because it's not innately given. It's something that's by choice built through repetition and consistent conscious action. That's how you build discipline. That's how you build grit. It's how you build fortitude. It's how you build mental toughness. It's what the whole chasing greatness and the greatness world is about building these things. And it requires that effort. But there are still areas where I've fucked up. There are still areas where I keep backsliding, and it infuriates me. Because I know better. I know I can do better. I know I'm better at doing these things. And yet, I keep running into these problems, and I keep backsliding, because there is an instant gratification moment for it. And it takes so much more effort and so much more commitment to override those habits that have, as I said, that instant gratification one. It's why you have to be so cognitively aware of them, because it is easy to slip back into them. It is easy. And it's why I don't allow myself days off. It's why even with, as I've discussed before, I'm in phase 2 of 126 to greatness in the second round, and I haven't had a day off since I started 89, 90 days ago. But in phase 2, I've programmed in that I'm going to allow 10 days of not eating perfectly. And the reason I'm allowing that is for things that matter in my world. Anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, those kinds of things. I'm building those in. I don't have to use all 10, but I have the option of up to 10. And my wife has even said, she's like, do you want to use one of your days? Because my wife is the most incredible woman, and she is so unbelievably supportive of me and what I do. And she helps me, and she guides me, and she does all those kinds of things. But she asked if I wanted to use one 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, I can't remember right now, for Father's Day. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. To be honest, I want to hold off on using them as long as possible. As long as humanly possible. I know I'm going to have to use one soon, because it's coming up to my wife's birthday, and that's a really important event for her and for us as a couple. But apart from that, I don't want to use them. I don't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole, because I also know who I am. I also know my tendencies, because I'm an all or nothing type of person. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that if I didn't channel my personality traits into beneficial things like this, because I'm obsessive, I'm all or nothing, there is zero doubt, and I mean zero doubt in my mind, that I would be a fat, obese, alcoholic, potentially drug addict person. Like I fucking love TV. I love wine, I love whiskey, I love food. I enjoy doing certain drugs. Like I've been down that road. I know what I like. And I would be that person if I hadn't, and consistently and continually make the choices for this life. I would be that person, unquestionably. So when it comes to having this day off, I'm nervous about it, because I'm worried what will come with it. That I think that subsequent week will be rough, because I will have to redefine and reaffirm that was a one-off, that I am not doing that shit again, that I am not sinking into those habits. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that the habits that I have ingrained will override all of that. Because also things like, I'm so unaccustomed to it. I've now gotten to the point where if there's something extra in my food, like an inflammatory in my food that I didn't realize, occasionally when we eat out, there are things that cannot be helped that are in my food. I know all about it. My body fucking tells me. I am inflamed, my joints hurt, I don't sleep as well, like things like that. So I'm hoping that is what will reaffirm, because I know that's exactly what's going to happen when I have this off day. And I'm hoping that response will reaffirm to my neuro pathways that this is not something that we want to do. This is not something that we want to give into. This is not a place that we want to go, a road we want to go down, because it's just gonna end badly for us. But that's why it's so important. That's why no days off is such an important thing, because 1 day is a mistake. 2 days is the start of a new habit. And myself included, but I firmly believe the majority of people do not have the self-control to override that habit forming. I think it's why so many people lapse. I think it's why so many people slip back into old habits. Why so frequently health and fitness and being in great shape isn't a long-term thing. That they do it for a while and then it slips back. And the other side of that, which I have touched on before, I think is that people don't redefine who they are. I define myself as a strong, fit, and healthy person. That fitness is a quintessential component of my life. That's how I define myself. So even when in the past I have fallen off the wagon and I've lost my way and I have I've lost where I was, I can still find my way back, because that's how I define myself. That's how I define who I am and how I do stuff. So I know that I will find my way back, because that's who I am. You know, that's within my DNA. Like, I've built it into my personality and how I gauge myself in the world. But if you still show up with fitness and exercise and nutrition and, you know, eating healthy is a punishment. I'm on a diet and it fucking sucks and I can't wait to get off this. What is that telling you? You're screaming to yourself all the time that you want to be done with this, that you want to move on to the next thing, that you don't like what you're doing, that this is a temporary thing because you are being punished. Same with exercise. I can't wait till exercise is over. I can't wait to move on from this. Like, they're having a discussion in the gym today, and I had to sit myself out from it, because I've had these discussions with a couple of these clients before, and they will not hear me. And I've told them and I've held them to the standard, but they're not listening to me. So people are going to do what people are going to do. But they're like, ugh. I often wonder if, like, what's the point of life if I can't enjoy it? If I can't eat the things I want, if I can't drink the alcohol I want, if I come here and I sweat and I fucking hate it, what's the point of life then? If that's what defines your life, is your ability to sedate with food and drink, then that's a problem. That is an issue. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand the point of going out and being with friends and those kinds of scenarios. I get that one. That one I understand. But you also don't have to get drunk. You also don't have to drink the wine. You don't have to eat the food. You can make good choices and still be with those people. This is the gap, that you have to change how you define yourself, about how you show up and the things that define who you are and you value. If you're forever looking at exercise and nutrition and those kinds of things as I said, a punishment or a short-term solution, it's never going to last. What I'm doing right now, despite how harsh people seem to think it is, I look at it as, this is the rest of my life. Like, I wake up every day and I feel fucking amazing about what I'm doing. I feel fucking amazing when I finish my weighted walks and I've pushed myself, when I finish my workouts and I've done a great workout. I feel fucking amazing about how much progress I'm making. It excites me that at 33 years old, the oldest I've been to this date, I am in the best fucking shape of my life, and it gets better every fucking day. That excites me. And it boggles my mind to think that people look at this and go, oh, well, when are you going to stop? Stop? Why the fuck would I stop? This is great. This is amazing. I am in love with this. Why would I stop? And that's the gap, and that's the difference. That though it might appear harsh, as it comes back to that Jocko Willink saying, that discipline isn't punishment, it is the ultimate form of freedom. Because I don't have to think about the things that you do. I don't have to think about doing the stuff that is good for me. I don't have to consider those things. I just do them. It's just innate. I don't have to question it. I know that I get up every single day and I'm going for a weighted walk. I get up every single day and I am working out. I get up every single day and I'm eating an animal-based diet. I get up every single day and I'm drinking 4 liters of water. I get up every single day and I'm taking my daily progress photos. I don't think about these things. It is who I am, and this is who I plan to be. And look, I have no idea what life will throw at me, but I know if I continue down this path, that I will continue to be the best version of myself. And then I build upon this. Now I'm building out other areas of my life because I want to constantly get better. And I'm struggling with those other areas. They are hard. They are much, much harder for me than I thought they would be. And that's good. And that's exciting, because it means that on the other side of that is my next breakthrough. It's the next breakthrough to the things I want to be and do. And that's how you should look at this. The harder you struggle against something and you know it is beneficial for you, you should double down on those things. The harder things press against you, your subconscious programming, all those kinds of things, the harder you fight against it, the more you should go, this is the fucking way. Because that is resistance pushing back against you because it knows that you will make a breakthrough on the other side. So you need to go, yes, this is where I am. This is why I'm doing this, and this is what I need, what needs to be done. That's how you view this life. That's how you make a change. That's how you become the greatest version of you. It's how you start chasing greatness. So that is all I have for you. As always, if you enjoyed this, if you took something from this and you know someone who could benefit from this, please like, comment, subscribe, share it. I post these daily. These are daily podcasts and daily insights, so I hope that you are taking value from them. Next, if you're ready to dip your toe in the water, please click the link in my bio, join the Daily Greatness Mail, and grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. Lastly, if you are ready to do the work, if you are ready to go all in on yourself and to see who you can become, to build that habit truly without breaking the momentum, shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness and let's see who you can become. Until then.